Alright, welcome back to another apple fritter review. Bet you didn't think you'd get another one of these, but there's always going to be more. So today, I have an apple fritter from a local place called Glaze Donuts, and they sell other food as well, but with a name like, well, it's actually not Glazed Donuts, it's just Glaze, but obviously that implies donuts. So, got an apple fritter from there. I'm going to show you all what it looks like and kind of step you through what I think of it. So, pardon the rustling right now. Alright, so if you remember from the Whole Foods apple fritter review, the size of that one, this one is quite a bit bigger. So it's the size of like the standard paper bag, pretty much. So this is a huge apple fritter. I think it was like $4, $3, $4. So it's about twice the size of the Whole Foods one, but also twice the amount. So it's, I guess, proportionally the same cost. This one only has one type of kind of sugar coating on the outside. So this one just has a glaze. It doesn't have an icing. But this one is much more, it's everywhere. The coverage is more total compared to the Whole Foods apple fritter. It's not much more to say about the surface, besides the fact that, so this might be hard to see, so I'll bring it closer. You can see that there's like this kind of pale line, so it's like brown, pale, then brown again. So that's an indication that this was fried compared to baked, because it goes into the fryer one side, then you have to flip it over, and there's just going to be a slight kind of ring around it where it doesn't get fried the same. So this is fried. Doesn't feel really dense, so it has a lightness to it. And the surface itself, it's like, once again, kind of smooth. And in some ways, it kind of looks like a hamburger bun because of the shape of it. But it does have like these kind of irregular spots. And the bottom is kind of the same way. So, break it open. It's actually very, very sticky. So, this one breaks open really well. It has like a donut texture on the inside, but doesn't have as much of that cinnamon swirl kind of action going on inside. You see a little bit of it, but it's mostly just kind of white. So it makes me a little nervous about how apple frittery it's actually going to taste. And I should mention that on the surface there are a few apple pieces, but I don't see any apple pieces on the inside, which is like a nice feature that the Whole Foods one had. There are some apple pieces on the inside actually, so I'm going to take my first bite. That was a big bite. So overall, I'd say this is definitely, even though like it doesn't have as much as the cinnamon swirl action going on the inside, the flavor is still there. Definitely prefer this compared to the Whole Foods one. This one just reminds me more of an apple fritter, and that might be for several reasons. One, the fact that it's fried may give more of that feeling that I'm looking for. And also just the texture of it is more similar to what I'm used to compared to the Whole Foods one, which was a little more dense compared to this one. And I think once again that is because it was baked, and when you bake it, it doesn't like get the same aeration and rise that you would get from using this same type of dough in a fryer. So overall, I would say this apple fritter is pretty good. It's one that I would definitely seek out. So this is like something that I would get again, not just out of convenience, but because I actually want to get it. There's not much else to say about. Also, interestingly, this apple fritter is vegan. I don't know if apple fritters come vegan by default or not. Like, and by that I mean like if you just looked up a random apple fritter recipe, will it be vegan by default, or do you have to make it vegan? I don't know. And this place actually has most of the donuts they sell are vegan. So maybe in a future video I'll get like several donuts and kind of give you my feedback on them, like what the flavors are like. They have some really interesting flavors. Some of them I feel like won't appeal to me, but I'll let you know anyway. So thanks for watching this Fritter Fun, my Fritter Fun, fancy Fritter Fun. I'm a fancy Fritter fanatic. I'm just trying to think of alliteration on the spot, and I'm not doing very great. But yeah, stick around and watch some other videos. Peace. Oh, fuck, it's still going.